Let me ask you something that's going to cut deep. When was the last time you held yourself accountable? Not when someone was watching. Not when there were consequences. Not when your boss, your wife, or your coach was holding you responsible. When you were alone, with no one to answer to. And you still did the hard thing. For most men, the answer is uncomfortable, because most men only perform when someone is watching. They only work hard when there's accountability. They only show up when there's a consequence for not showing up. That's not discipline. That's theater. Here's the truth. The warrior ethos has always known. The ultimate test of a man is what he does when no one is watching. Not when there's a crowd. Not when there's a coach. Not when there's a deadline. When he's alone. In the void, with only his own voice. That's where accountability lives. That's where self-mastery is forged. That's where the warrior separates from the pretender. The average man fears the void. He runs from it. He fills it with noise, distraction, and company. Because the void asks questions he doesn't want to answer. Are you really giving your best? Are you really being honest? Are you really the man you pretend to be? The warrior does something different. He dominates the void. He seeks it. He enters it willingly. He transforms the fear of being alone into a lethal tool for personal accountability and self-mastery. Today, and I'm going to show you how to align with the warrior ethos by dominating the void that breaks most men. Let's go. The warrior ethos is not complicated. It's not poetry. It's not philosophy. It's a contract between you and yourself. A contract that says, I will hold myself accountable. I will not need external witnesses. I will be the same man in private that I claim to be in public. This is the foundation of every elite. Military unit on earth. Integrity, accountability, self-mastery. Not because someone is watching. Because the mission demands it. Because your brothers depend on it. Because without it, you're not a warrior. You're an actor. In Special Forces selection. They don't just test your physical limits. They test your internal accountability. During land navigation. You're alone. In the woods. In the dark. No one watching. No one checking. You could cheat. You could cut corners. You could lie about your points. And no one would know. Except you. That's the test. Not finding the points. Being honest about whether you found them. That's the warrior ethos. External accountability is for children. Internal accountability is for warriors. Here's what the military knows that civilians don't. The void amplifies everything. When you're alone, your habits become visible. Your discipline becomes visible. Your honesty becomes visible. To you. And you cannot hide from yourself. The average man avoids the void because he doesn't want to see what's there. The warrior enters the void because he needs to see what's there. That's how he improves. That's how he holds himself accountable. That's how he masters himself. In the silence. In the isolation. In the high-stakes training ground of his own mind. Let me name. What you're afraid of. You're afraid of what you'll find. In the void. With no distractions, no noise. No people. You will hear something, your own voice, and that voice will ask questions you've been running from. Are you really working as hard as you could? Are you really being honest with yourself? Are you really the man you tell everyone you are? What are you hiding from? What are you afraid to admit? These questions are uncomfortable. They're supposed to be, but avoiding them doesn't make them go away. It just makes them louder. Here's the cycle most men are trapped in. They avoid the void gives. They never hear the questions gives. They never face the truth gives. They never improve gives. They stay average. And then they wonder why their lives don't change, because you cannot change what you won't face. The void is not your enemy. The void is your mirror, and the mirror doesn't lie. The average man breaks the mirror. He avoids it. He covers it. He runs from it. The warrior stands in front of the mirror, and he looks, not because it's comfortable, because it's necessary. Accountability begins with seeing. Here's the shift that changes everything. The void is not your enemy. It's your training ground. Not something to endure, something to use. A lethal tool for personal accountability. Let me explain. When you're alone, with no one watching, no one checking, no one holding you accountable, Every choice matters, because you are the only witness, and that's where integrity is built. That's where self-mastery is forged out in the small choices no one sees. Waking up when the alarm goes off, when no one would. Know if you slept in. Doing the workout when no one is there to see you. Quick dot having the hard conversation when no one would. Know if you avoided it. Telling the truth when a lie would be easier and undetectable. These are the reps of accountability. These are the sets of self-mastery, and they all happen in the void. The average man sees the void as a place with no consequences. He's wrong. The void has the most important consequence of all dot you have to live with. Yourself dot every lie you tell yourself. Every corner you cut. Every standard you drop, And you never forget. That's the weight. That's the accountability. That's the warrior ethos. Not because someone is watching. Because you are watching. You've seen this in every elite performer. They all have a relationship with the void. Kobe Bryant. The 4 a.m. void. No one would have known if Kobe slept in. No one was checking. No one was watching, but he knew, and that knowledge. That internal accountability was the engine of his greatness. I have nothing in common with lazy people who blame others for their lack of success. He could say that because he held himself accountable when no one else was watching. Michael Jordan, the garage void. After being cut from his high school team, Jordan went to the garage. No coach, no teammates, no one to impress, just him, the ball, the hoop, and the void. He didn't train because someone was watching. He trained because he was watching. That's internal accountability. David Goggins, the dungeon void. Goggins talks about training in the dungeon. The dark, the cold, the lonely. No crowd, no cheers, no cameras. Just him, his suffering, and the void. I gave myself no way out. That's not external, that's internal. He held himself accountable when no one else would. Mike Tyson, the cell void, young. Tyson was sent to a juvenile detention center, alone, in a cell, with nothing but his thoughts. Most boys would break. Tyson built himself. He did push-ups until his arms gave out. He shadowboxed for hours. He read books. He thought. He used the void. He dominated it. That's why he became the youngest heavyweight champion in history, not because the void broke him, because he used it to forge himself. Every champion has a void story, a place where they were alone and chose not to run. That's the difference between the winner and the spectator. The spectator runs from the void. The winner runs into it. Let me be direct with you. You are avoiding your void. Not because you're lazy, not because you're weak, because you're afraid of what you'll find. And that fear, that avoidance, is the single biggest thing holding you back. Let me prove it too. You, when's the last time you spent 30 minutes alone? No phone, no music, no podcasts, no distractions. Just you. And silence, if you can't remember, or if the answer is never, you are avoiding yourself. And here's what you're missing. The void is where you hear your own intuition, the quiet voice that knows what you really want. The voice that gets drowned out by noise. The void is where you face your own fears, not the ones you talk about, the ones you hide from, the ones that actually control you. The void is where you confront your own standards. Are you really giving your best? Or are you just performing for an audience? The void is where you build your own accountability, not because someone is forcing you, because you have decided to become someone who doesn't need to be forced. You cannot build these things in a crowd. They are built in silence, in solitude, in the void you've been running from. And as long as you keep running, you will stay exactly where you are. Here's how you transform the fear of being alone into a lethal tool for personal accountability and self-mastery. 1. Schedule daily void time. 30 minutes. Every day. No exceptions. No phone. No music. No podcasts. No company. Just you. And silence. Start small. 10 minutes. Then 20. Then 30. This is not optional. This is training. 2. Use the void for accountability review. During your void time, ask yourself, what did I say I would do today? Did I do it? Where did I cut corners? Where did I lie to myself? What did I avoid that I knew I should face? What would the man I want to become have done differently? No one is listening. Be honest. 3. Practice micro accountability. Choose one small action that no one would know about. Waking up when the alarm goes off. Doing the stretch. Routine no one sees. Making a phone call you've been avoiding. Writing the page no one will read. Do it every day. For 1 month, you are building internal accountability, 1 rep at a time. 4. Enter the discomfort willingly. The void is uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. Stop resisting the discomfort. Start seeking it. When you feel the urge to grab your phone, don't. When you feel the urge to turn on music, don't. When you feel the urge to call someone, single quotes T. Stay in the void. Let the discomfort teach you. 5. Create your accountability log. A simple notebook. Every day, what I committed to. What I did. What I DN single quotes T. No one will read this. That's the point. You are your own witness. You are your own judge. Over time, you will stop lying to yourself because you'll see the pattern in your own handwriting. That's accountability. That's self-mastery. That's the warrior ethos. You now understand the warrior ethos. The ultimate test of a man is not what he does in a crowd. It's what he does in the void. When no one is watching. When no one would know. When no one would care. That's where integrity lives. That's where self-mastery is forged. That's where the warrior is separated from the pretender. Don't run from the void anymore. Don't fear it. Don't fill it with noise. Enter it willingly, daily, relentlessly. Let it ask you the hard questions. Let it show you the truth. Let it hold you accountable, because that's how you become the man you keep telling yourself you want to be, not in front of an audience. In the silence, in the solitude, in the void. Where only you can see. Eyes on target. Discipline forever.